Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, this is the Hardest Question video blog, and I am the Reverend Russell.
And these are your books.
Yeah.
These books are my friends, a lot of them.
Oh, I know. Don't you love them so much? Yeah.
Joel Green is upside down there, though.
Yeah, you know, like you hang the American flag upside down to show it a sign of, distress.
Oh, okay.
So I turned the Joel Green upside down to we're in crisis.
Oh.
In New Testament interpretation.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? It's
Brilliant.
It is
Palm Sunday or Passion Sunday?
Take your pick. What are you doing? We're gonna just quickly talk about the Palm, Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew. I mean, the tough question in this for us outsiders to Matthew is that Jesus is such a spooky magician, Sven Jolly kind of.
Yeah, right.
Go, you'll find the donkey.
Right. And say to the man, thus.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And then the huge crowds, the whole city, all of it's so different from
Mark. Right.
Mark's world. So
yeah, it is a really huge crowd and celebrating and
yeah. So we want to know how you preach on that, if you do.
I mean, we always have this thing where we try, it seems a little bit triumphant, so we want to shy away from it.
Yeah.
Because of our own particular political leanings or whatever.
Yeah, but if you go with something, if you find a gem.
It might be kind of
Let us
nice
know.
to deconstruct that whole thing. Much has been made about the magical instructions Jesus gives about the donkey and stuff, but it seems like it could be fun. It's very dramatic. But speaking of dramatic,
Yes.
if you go with the Passion,
Yeah.
and the short version of the text for this week is 50, 45
Something
verses.
like that. Yeah. These are long narratives.
So, this is the Passion, the whole Passion.
Yeah, some of my favorite stuff is in here in the whole Bible. The curtain being torn and
Right.
the ironic confessions that people make.
The ironic confessions that people make.
Yeah, and about his blood being on them. Let his blood be on us.
Yeah, that is a crazy thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that whole scene, because again, you get the impression of a huge crowd.
Yeah.
And, when we read through it this time, I hadn't remembered that Barabbas's first name is Jesus as well.
I know. That's been confusing.
This is how you can't blame him, because Pilate clearly says to them, who do you want me to release? Jesus or Jesus Barabbas?
Right.
Of course, they just say Barabbas. It's the different thing they can remember. I don't know. Why is this? That just seems funny that they have the same name. I didn't get that before.
No. And also, they offer him wine, and he. What does he do?
I never really focused on that before, but they give him wine to drink, and it says when he tasted it, he didn't like it.
So how did he turn it down?
He's like, no, that's wrong. Yeah.
He motioned.
He waved him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, send it back.
And then the funny thing is, later on, somebody else tries to give him the same drink. And I'm like, aren't you paying attention? He does not like that.
Do you think that's funny?
No, it is not a funny, this is a very dramatic.
But here's a question.
Yeah.
We didn't really know this. I mean, it's highlighted in your Bible, so you must have known it. Verse 52 and 53. The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. After his resurrection, they came out of the tombs and entered the holy city and appeared to many.
What is that about? I mean, you don't hear a lot about that, right?
No.
And we just did the whole resurrection of Lazarus, and it seems like such a big deal, but this, a lot of people rose from the dead and they went in. Why isn't more made of this? It seems like something that in the tradition we might celebrate.
Yeah.
The
day that
all the people rose from the dead.
The saints.
All the saints rose from the dead.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a Saints Rose from the Dead Day?
I know.
Timing, I think.
Yeah.
It had happened at any other time during the church year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a lot to preach. Really great dramatic storytelling, but also there is the classic pressure of preaching during these 2 Sundays that you really have to bring your A game. And, I mean, a lot of preachers, right? You feel like you have to, like, how do you proclaim this thing? This is the center of our faith. And how do you,
right, again, yeah. How do you create any kind of drama or tension when you
Right.
don't know the story so well? So.
And even some kind of, I mean, you want some sort of like weight or significance, or you feel like you really want people to feel it somehow, or like, Jesus is being crucified. It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah. Well, we haven't made it any easier, frankly, but thanks for watching, and let us know how you preach.
Yes.